Concern over Alexis McAllister's injury against Newcastle after a viral Liverpool video. Newcastle ready for a new Alexander Isak bid from Liverpool, most likely scenario outlined. Attention! Rodrygo goes, linked to Manchester City and Liverpool, changes transfer stance. Welcome, Reds fan! Let's check out the latest news from the biggest club in the world. Alexis McAllister's participation for Liverpool in Monday's Premier League clash against Newcastle United is in doubt following a viral video showing the team arriving in the northeast of England. In the clip, shared by @ChiesaLFC on X, the Argentine midfielder was not seen leaving the team bus in front of what appeared to be the team's hotel. This raised concerns about a possible injury. The caption reads, "Bradley with the team, no sign of McAllister, unless the video missed him." McAllister has a recent history of physical issues, having missed the final matches of last season in Argentina's World Cup qualifiers in June. He only returned to action on July 30 in a pre-season friendly victory against Yokohama F. Marinos, but started in the first two matches of the new season. In a press conference after Thursday's game, coach Arne Slot indicated he planned to start McAllister in midfield alongside Ryan Gravenberch. "With Maka back and Ryan in his normal position, I hope we are even more prepared for the counterattack," the manager said. If the Argentine is unavailable, Dominik Szoboszlai is expected to partner with Gravenberch, while Florian Wirtz would likely play as the number 10 again. On the other hand, Connor Bradley's appearance in the video is good news for the Reds. The fullback has not played since the Yokohama match, missing games against Crystal Palace and Bournemouth due to injury. Slot confirmed that the Northern Ireland international has returned to training and could be an option against Newcastle, although his starting role remains uncertain after the time off. Joe Gomez and Wataru Endo are alternatives for right back. These are Liverpool's only medical doubts. Newcastle has no injury concerns, with only Alexander Isak absent due to a personal decision. As the transfer window enters its final week, the Alexander Isak saga continues. The forward will not participate in Monday's Liverpool-Newcastle clash and is unlikely to return to the Premier League this month, pending resolution of his potential transfer. According to the paper, Newcastle remains, quote, ready for a second Liverpool bid, also confirmed by the Chronicle. The Magpies value Isak at over £150 million, a figure likely to deter Liverpool after a summer of heavy spending. However, Newcastle could consider lowering the price given their PSR situation. Reports indicate that if Isak stays, another player may need to leave in the future. Versions of the summer events differ between Anfield and St. James's Park, but there is a, quote, hidden current of resentment at Newcastle and suspicion that Liverpool deliberately unsettled the forward. Liverpool's initial £110 million offer was seen as low by Newcastle, which may have pushed Isak to seek a move. According to Craig Hope of the Daily Mail, this led the club to maintain that Isak is not for sale, particularly after his controversial social media post criticizing Newcastle. Newcastle will not let Alexander Isak go, as he is currently the team's only recognized striker, the reporter said on Sky Sports. Luke Edwards of The Telegraph emphasizes that Newcastle owners would only sell Isak for a sum well above market value. He added that while the club continues to seek attacking reinforcements, they would prioritize replacing Callum Wilson before parting with Isak. Additionally, the paper notes that a new contract including a release clause is possible, allowing Isak to stay at Newcastle for another 4 to 9 months while the club searches for a replacement. This scenario makes Monday's Premier League game even more intriguing. Liverpool is preparing a record £130 million offer for Alexander Isak, and Fabrizio Romano revealed that despite the player interest and verbal agreement on personal terms, the final decision rests with Newcastle. The club hopes Isak will return to training after Monday's match, aiming to convince him to remain. Romano noted that the full story regarding the transfer will become clearer from Tuesday, depending entirely on Newcastle's stance. The consensus throughout the summer is that Newcastle will only sell Isak if they can sign 2 new forwards. With Callum Wilson's departure, the club faces a shortage of high-profile attackers and has not yet signed any replacements. The saga continues, maintaining tension for both fans and all parties involved in the negotiations.
Real Madrid's Brazilian star Rodrygo Goes has been one of the most talked about names throughout the European transfer window, with constant rumors about his potential departure from the Santiago Bernabéu. Despite a series of speculations, everything indicates that the player is likely to remain at the Spanish club, at least for now. Rodrygo has been strongly linked to Premier League giants, including Arsenal, Manchester City, and Liverpool, but so far, no decisive transfer has been completed. Arsenal was initially considered a favorite to sign the forward, but recent investments in players such as Victor Gyökeres, Noni Madueke, and the arrival of Eberechi Esse ended up removing the Gunners from the race. Manchester City also considered Rodrygo as an alternative in case Savio Moreira moved to Tottenham Hotspur, but that possibility also did not progress. Liverpool, in turn, evaluated Rodrygo as an option if they failed to finalize the signing of Alexander Isak. Throughout the European summer, the Brazilian's future was the subject of speculation, but no offer was sufficient to take him away from Real Madrid. On Sunday night, Rodrygo was a surprise starter against Real Oviedo, only his second match under Xabi Alonso and his second in 14 games, in a sequence that dates back to April under Carlo Ancelotti. The Brazilian delivered a solid and competent performance, though nothing spectacular. He was substituted in the 63rd minute for his compatriot Vinicius Jr. Rodrygo's frustration was evident on the bench, and his chances of returning to the starting lineup may have been further affected by Vinicius's performance, who scored a goal and provided an assist in the final minutes. According to Cadena Ser, Rodrygo has decided to stay at Real Madrid for the upcoming season and will compete with Vinicius Jr. for the starting spot on the left wing. The report also detailed that, although the Brazilian agreed to play on the right against Al Hilal in the Club World Cup opener, he later asked Alonso for a chance to play on the left, his natural position. However, a direct competition with Vinicius will not be easy, given the compatriot's current form. It is worth noting that while Rodrygo's stay is treated as certain in Spain, the English press has reported rumors that the player requested to leave the club, showing that the player's future continues to generate debate and speculation outside the Spanish capital. This situation places Rodrygo at a crucial moment in his career. Staying at Real Madrid means fighting for minutes in a star-studded squad, but it also offers the opportunity to grow under Xabi Alonso's guidance, consolidating himself as one of the key names in the Real Madrid attack. The next season promises to be decisive for the Brazilian, both in terms of performance and his position within the team. Thank you very much for watching until here. See you next time!